How are you, Brother Z?
I'm good. I mean, I don't know what happened with this whole falafel situation.
Cheers. I think you order the food, you get the bread, you want the falafel. We got the falafel. What's the other thing you want?
Hummus.
Hummus.
وين
Yeah,
الحمص؟
hummus. Tomato. How do you pronounce
Hummus.
hummus?
Yes, say hummus.
Hummus.
And with a هيك stress on the hummus.
Hummus. مشارب.
مشارب. Yes.
Very good.
This is we call this. I mean, it depends. مخلل.
Halal.
مخلل.
Halal.
And Jordanian.
Jordanian, of course.
And kabis.
We call this olive.
And
How are the sliders?
man, amazing. The slider box from Operation Falafel. It's the spot.
It's the spot.
Value for money. And it's just great. Gives you exactly what you want. I'm going to have a bite. It has basically falafel. Tomatoes.
Tomato.
Tomato.
Tomato. Let's call the whole thing off.
I think there's parsley and there's tahini. And there's a piece of mint. And then you pour extra tahini on top.
We mentioned earlier about the brother Johnny Cash. What was that line, Ziad? What was the line? What was that line? I had a beer for breakfast. It tasted so good, so I had an entree.
For dessert.
And I had a beer for dessert. What were you saying there, Brother Z?
I was saying it's interesting that they basically, instead of saying, we're going to compensate next time, they said, no, we're going to actually send you the hummus.
Yeah, because they know we're, I think our subscribers were busting through on subscribing now. Hey, did anyone, did you vote on our community poll? I mean, I did.
I did.
Yeah. See, this is what we do on the Situation Podcast. We bullshit our asses off because that's what we have to do. Tonight, we're going to keep it a bit more casual. We're going to enjoy some food. We're going to actually talk about one of our travel adventures.
Yeah. We need to introduce this character called Bob. Tell them, Antoine, about Bob.
Okay, so picture this. You're in Greece, you're in Athens. You're on the last day of a long trip. You've traveled a few islands and you're looking for somewhere to go to for breakfast. And you stumble across this little cafe latte situation. We're big on the situations here at the Situation Podcast. Just don't turn that microphone off again, Ziad, because that upsets me. Makes it hard to edit. And we find a place, we sit down. Now, Ziad, what did we met this guy, and what did he ask?
How are you?
And this was the moment we realized that we had something. And I'm going to quote, because quoted Tom Cruise last week. This week I'm quoting Bob. I'd like to answer, but they are probably listening. And this is no bullshit story. This guy, I have some notes here underneath the falafel wrappings about and then I said, where do you live? Like, where are you staying? Like, you're traveling. Where are you staying? I live close, but not too close, and not too far.
You win. You always win.
So immediately I looked at Brother Z and I said,
Situation. Actually, maybe that was one of the initial ideas that, you know, why we wanted to do the situation, because we just felt that we have been seeing specific things happening, and we were like, why not share it with people and see if they're interested.
Yeah, we started talking to this guy, and I don't know, I mean, I've got a lot of notes here, and one of the ones we've got here is he had all these big red marks on his back. So he was wearing this tank top, singlet. What's the Arabic where it's like this and open arms? What's that called? An undergarment.
We call it fanella.
Fanella. It sounds Italian.
Yeah.
So he had these weird marks on his back, and he was an interesting character. And talk about the Bob thing.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll just talk about Bob. Let's talk about something else. I'm going to eat a falafel. You talk about whatever you want. Talk about what you want. We get chili.
Yeah, there's chili.
Is it? How do we?
You can
dip it.
You can dip it. You can lick it, and
tell us down below in the comments what else you can dip or lick.
Yeah, but I mean, Bob was a funny guy. I remember because we wanted coffee. And we were like, let's have some coffee. And then eventually we found this place. From all places, we ended up sitting next to this character called Bob.
A separate table. He was at one table.
And it was me, you, and our friend Shobaki. And then
I'm just making a mess here.
We got the coffee. Anyway, it's like behind the scenes. This is behind the scenes. So we got the coffee. And then it's just funny because it felt like a movie scene where we were just randomly talking about our plan, what should we do next, and like random stuff. And then this cookie is nice, whatever. And then suddenly Bob comes into the conversation out of the blue. And funny enough, he heard everything because he came in with more details than what we actually shared with each other.
He was listening into every word we said.
He actually had input.
So I think he was a trained paramedic.
Yeah.
And he'd...
Is it paramedic or paramedic?
A paramedic.
Yeah.
And so he must have served somewhere.
Yeah, he would have done something.
What do you reckon? What I was thinking at the time, and I'm running out of wine, so I'm going to have to fix that up.
Yeah, I'm also running...
I think he was heavily religious.
No, but the funny thing is that...
He lived with his mother for a long time.
He lived with his mom, yeah. And he listened to each and every single word we said. And that freaked me out.
Not only that, he recorded.
I think he did.
When he sat down next to us, he knew more about what we was... you just said it a minute ago, but
he knew more about me than myself. It was just...
wow. That's scary.
Yeah, and he gave us advice about ATM machines and not to, not to...
Don't use the ATM at the airport. They're tracking you.
Yeah.
And this guy was like, a nondescript age. It's fairly well built guy.
He was kind of like
Australian,
a combination of fat and muscle. So definitely he was well built at some point.
And I think he's still trouser area, or
in the nam, you're in nam. Like
what is that? I don't even know. What does that mean? He's well built in the nam area. What does that mean? I mean, I know there was a lot of.
No.
Actually, I think where you're taking me. I don't know if anyone watched the pod last week about the cinema, but I can't stop and help think about Alfred Hitchcock, Psycho. And I think about the character Norman Bates.
Oh, we have 12 vacancies. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies.
Yeah, The one that I wrote down, which I think is his phrase was, "They are in the shadows."
Ah, he said that.
Yeah,
They said they are in the shadows.
he said, "They are in the shadows."
Oh my god.
I don't like that man.
Who? Lucas?
Haven't you noticed the way he keeps staring at me?
I don't really blame him. I rather enjoy doing it myself.
Joel, I'm serious. There's just something about that man. He frightens me.
Lucas is my faithful shadow. You're not afraid of shadows, are you?
I suppose I should feel sorry for him.
And this was, when he walked away. Remember when we met him? We had this weird conversation, and he walked away.
He walked away, and then we looked back, and we couldn't find him.
No, like it was like I wrote something down here. Walks in big strides, but then just disappeared into his own shadow, and it's his invisible enemy, and that's what he's fighting against. I mean, we were just on holidays. This guy is living a whole... I mean, you say he travels by himself. I don't believe he does. I think he travels with his shadow. When you meet a character like that, how did it make you feel when you met him?
I mean, honestly, I didn't like his energy.
Dark?
I felt it was dark because I remember I intentionally changed my seating position.
Yeah, you left me to deal with it.
Because I was gonna sit on this side where I would see him, but then I decided that I'm gonna sit on this side so I would have my back towards him, because I just didn't like the energy he was giving. What something else that I've noticed, he didn't get anything. He didn't get coffee, tea.
No, he wasn't
anything.
there. He wasn't there. He wasn't at the
He
cafe.
was just like sitting.
He was there
and
because
I
he
don't know.
saw us.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to get back and eat some falafel. Anything else you want to add?
Stick with us because it's going to get more interesting.
Like, subscribe. We're ticking along, and who knows? If you're listening, Bob, drop us a comment below.
Maybe next time we'll have Bob as a guest.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.